Ooh, what the fuck, Twitch? Welcome to the stream, Luke. What is good? Oh my god. Now I can like respond to messages and shit like that or something. What's good? All right, let me do that, do this. You know, like my ANS 1 times that 8 times good. Gotta give it to you. I knew you'd get it eventually. I'm surprised it actually hopped all the way down to 0.449 though. I thought that you were gonna get like, yes, like you dropped 16 thou off and then 5 thou off. I thought you were gonna be somewhere in the range of like a low 0.5 or a high 0.4, and whatever it was, you'd consider it good enough. But that's, I mean, getting down 0.449 is sick. That's a solid fucking time. It's a solid fucking time. So I just made this about 1% better. Why can't I go on Horizon Live? Is this for everyone? What the hell? I think you need an update then. You're probably right about that. Shouldn't take too long. I'll let you guys watch it. That's the fastest time yet. Rewind or not? That's sick. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Yeah, so the scout can in theory break it. It's hardly even worth me saying that out loud though. Just cause like, no, oh my god. Everything in the mother needs an update except Forza Horizon 4 apparently. Really? Oh, well, all these will take, yeah, literally 40 things. Because, like, Microsoft just naturally installs all this shit in Windows 10. I wonder if my computer needs an update. Doesn't act like it does. No, so I update all the time. I literally update all the fucking time. I also probably have more things installed than most people, but I update all the time. Like normally, like I'm surprised I didn't do it already. Normally I pull up Steam and Epic as well just to like double check everything's up to date. It looks like this is all up to date. I just did this yesterday to get the, or no, I guess 2 days ago to get the whatchamacallit, Borderlands update. So, oh, Fall Guys is, oh really? Oh, because oh no, PUBG's done. And then this is test server, apparently has a 6.5 gig update. I'll let that do its thing. Looks like Epic is done. I don't know why this hasn't started yet. I guess hit that again. Yeah, this also hasn't started. Oh, it's pre-allocating. Okay. Okay. So is that note to Discord? Calm the dick. Oh, there you go. Wait, what? Oh, because I hit get updates. Oh, okay, error. Sure.
I posted my punk time in the EV chat, and then I messaged Cody saying that I improved my time. And one of the guys from EV just goes, I need to get this word for it because I mentioned how you ought to scout. And then Gray just goes, poor guy, just let him have it. with the crying frog emoji. And I just go, well, I don't plan on improving my time, so if he beats it, he can have it.
Yeah, you said that with the 0.62.
And then it was a 0.604, and then a 0.599,
So
and then a 0.449.
Oh,
I'd like to point out, while I've been the record holder in Highland, I haven't been in the same tent as anyone when I've had the record.
Yeah, huh?
No?
Yeah, barcode was 20,000 behind you.
Oh, okay. I did forget about that. Excluding barcode. I've been the same time.
Trading for a defense? Nice. I love it, Wager. And also, you didn't have the lead for part of it, so it's hardly a stat worth mentioning.
What do you mean? Well, since I got the record, I was ahead of Swag for a while by like a tenth and a half. Then Barcode came around, and I was only 20 thou faster
for like a long time. Oh, that was the longest part of it. I mean, and this one will stay up there for a while, but.
And Cutting came around and ran the point.
I'm so happy that Ghostman broke 50.
Yeah, I saw that. I messaged him on Discord.
He was probably so fucking hyped about that. He'll probably hop in here. Actually, maybe. Probably not, because he only hops in here when he plans on running it. And now he's not going to be running it anymore. Dude, why is nothing downloading? Microsoft, fix your shit. Because I know it's you, because Steam's downloading shit.
I'm tapping out of Rivals for a little bit. I'm just tired for a little bit.
You gotta get beat in the Cyclone, bro.
Gonna fucking kill myself, so I'm gonna do.
Why are you so annoyed, Wager? Do I just like play something else? Like, what the fuck?
Maybe just restart Forza?
Yeah, I'll open it back. Well, so here's the stitch. I had it open earlier today, and I left it AFK. And my like screen went black and everything, and then when I got back to it, it had that issue, and I did reset Forza before I started stream, assuming that would be good enough, but guess not.
While going for the S1 record, I got about 60 laps in, hit black rewinds, hopped on for like another 30, and got the record.
Nice, that's good stuff.
So I put in 90 laps for the record.
That's insane. Yeah, I put in more laps than I should have today for A-Class, frankly. Still haven't improved the time.
Still don't have...
Yeah. I still haven't even improved my 747. Yeah, I mean, it's like...
For me, it's all good, by the way. Horizon Online and that, everything's good.
Yeah, I'm probably just have an update. But yeah, I mean, it's like... I know... So, the time I'm going against is the worst type of time. Because the start sucks, and so I'm just ahead of it, but it's kind of nice in that regard, but the problem is I'm like supposed to be ahead of it by a car length and a half, whereas if it was good at the start, then if I was with it or ahead of it, I would know I'm doing good. But the problem is it's the beginning that's the easy part, so I get a car length and a half ahead, and then it means nothing. Even still, because by the time I get it, I suck at the first tractor is what I've decided. I'm like good enough at the second tractor to be able to hold the time off if I was good enough at everything else, but I'm not really good enough at that.
I'd say there's probably still like a tenth or two in my time, because I could run the first tractor still perfect like I did on my one time, and there's probably
because if I it's back up to 320, that's fucking hilarious. Get shit on, Wager. You're honestly a terrible human being. Why don't you think of your mother? He's just talking about how he's planning on getting her a gift, and then like turns out the gift ended up doubling in price by the time he went back to look at it. Can these just fucking literally nothing's updated? I don't know if you're fucking curious or not.
I see it.
So what I'm hearing is Frozen Free Fall. Huh. Interesting.
I doubt it. I doubt that's what you're hearing.
I saw a video on the Forza subreddit of the load times when fast traveling on the Series X.
Oh, I've seen videos of
it's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah.
It's like half the time of mine, and mine's fast as shit. I mean, now, half the time of mine is like 1 second instead of 2 seconds, but I mean, still. Kinda kidding, but not really. Wager, get an Android phone, get Game Pass Ultimate, and just play Madden at work.
I don't think you should have said any of that to Wager. So what do I do now? It's like all I've done on
Wait for you to
Forza
get
for the
back.
past everlasting fucking 3 months is Thailand.
I'm kind of down to go online at some point, but I mainly just want to race the Scout. I don't play Madden at home,
Online.
let alone at work. Yeah, but you see, like, at work is the perfect time.
I mean, what could go wrong if you get caught? They just say you're fired? Well, you're playing Madden still and they're not.
Oh, I'm about to watch the Borderlands 3 load time for Series X. Oh, my computer does better than the Series X. So the Series X was the claptrap walked across about a time and a half, whereas my PC does it in about one time across.
I need some cars. I was looking at it. Just only subs are allowed in Discord. Black Plague 2012. I'm sorry to say that. I don't make the rules here. Spence does. So you're gonna have to subscribe in order to get Discord access.
Where's Aaron? In the same minute. For old time's sake. Are you an old timer?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then for your sake.
Boomer.
Dude, I apparently can't download updates for the Microsoft Store right now.
Mine glitches like that all the time.
What do? You start your computer?
Nope, just
Kill
wait a while
yourself.
until it figures itself out.
Okay.
Most of the time, it's because it has a Microsoft Store update that it hasn't found yet. That's most of the time what's going on.
I do see a Microsoft Store update.
Yeah, there you go.
Gonna cancel everything but it.
Yeah, force it to do that. Honestly, what's scarier is that it probably has already done it and just hasn't let you know yet. That happens all the time.
Right, it is the only update pending.
Yeah, that's still-
sucks on top end.
That's still gonna be a while.
Welcome back, Spencer.
Maybe it'll figure itself out. Because I also just can't play Forza, apparently.
Because of that.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just gonna build cars for a hot minute here.
There you go.
Why don't you just like restart your game and open it back? Or did you already?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
So
so-
Aaron, what's this whole drag thing that you?
Drag results are wild. Okay, so the way we do, so a lot of things going on here. One, drag is proportional to velocity. The velocity is squared in the drag equation for
Good.
Forza. They do actually track that correctly.
Good.
Sure, I know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
So okay, so in
So
So,
low
okay.
drag cars matter more in higher classes.
yes,
Whereas lower classes,
Yes.
you can pretty much pull anything out of your ass.
yes. That's why the CJ5 or the Jeep Willy would basically like top out an A class because their top speed at which like the amount of power you put in like maxes it
Exactly.
out in A class
Yeah.
is just barely still usable.
I'm gonna build
Like
a
the
Jeep
reason the
Willy.
Scout wouldn't be any good past it is because the Scout's so high on drag.
Yeah.
Okay, so Luke, when you are trying to like drive, right, your car is encountering like air resistance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The amount of force holding your car back squares because the velocity is squared in that equation.
It increases the faster you go.
Yes. So the faster you, so if you
so
double
there
your
is some
speed,
force pushing you back when you're driving
Yeah.
100 miles an hour. When you're driving 200 miles an hour, that
It's
force
4
quadruples.
times.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
just
4
twice the
times.
force.
Oh,
It's 4 times the force.
I remember seeing some video on this, and that's why cars cap
Yeah.
out because eventually that horsepower that's pushing it forward
Mhm.
is met by resistance that caps it
Mhm.
to an equal
Exactly.
balance. Shout out Donut Media.
Exactly. So with that, that's confirmed, and I did that with like the Corvette. Also, tire compound has no effect on drag or rolling resistance.
yeah, that's what I'm
As we
saying,
should be
because it
calling
should.
we should be calling it rolling resistance
Yeah.
because that's the only thing we could test for in the game.
Yeah.
Because you're using the car rolling to test how much it's holding it back. So no effect on that. Tire pressure has no effect on drag. The one I haven't checked, and I would be really interested in, I'm probably going to do that right now with this 595, is suspension. Because technically, if you lift the car further up, depending on how the game is considering, like, the swept
it
area
would
of the
slow
car,
it down.
it would, depending on how the game's considering.
Yes.
In real life, it shouldn't really at all. It should just hurt it in cornering, because you've just moved the same cross-sectional area higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, in
No,
theory,
there's a
it shouldn't
little
change-
bit of things that were overlapping that are now not, but yeah.
like, your tires are now,
Yeah.
like, not hidden anymore, but, like, who gives a shit? So that would be one thing. But really, like, with the accuracy at which I could check speed, even if if they did suspension correct, so that exposes more tire and thus slows it down more, like, I wouldn't be able to check for that to be the case. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're just using, like, 1 mile per hour increments, and it's not that big of a deal.
No
Hmm.
reason for you to check, 'cause I doubt they did that.
With that, on every car tested so far, and I've tested a lot of them. I've tested the Scout, the Giulia, the Daytona, the Punk, the Trueno, the Roadster, the O2 Corvette, like, all of these I've checked. And with all of them, put the rear aero on. It's not even a debate. If you come to me with any car and say, but Aaron, it doesn't give me any PI back, it only adds weight, I will fucking yell at you. Go fuck yourself. Put rear aero on. It's not even worth talking about.
Yeah.
It's that much of a difference. It's a 25% reduction in, like, the drag that your car sees. And why that matters is because it matters
Do
at the
those
top
results
end.
stand at higher speeds?
Yes, because it's not actually a true reduction in the drag the car sees, because I wasn't testing it in just that. I'm testing, so, like, the drag equation, and this is where I'm getting into now. The drag force scales, obviously, right? So, like, the Corvette, when run at 100 miles an hour down to 82, and this isn't totally true, because as I've already talked about, 100 down to 82, the drag force isn't constant over that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's over such a small span, I'm drawing it as just, like, a linear drag force, basically, acting the whole way down from 100 to 82. But we know that's not true. But it's as close as we could really get without drawing it out and doing integrals and all that shit. I'm not going to do that because this is a hobby. But with that, from 100 down to 82, the car slows down. And by the way, I had to calculate out the distance over which I'm testing this. So that was fun too.
Sounds like a lot of unnecessary.
Yeah, all I did was I pinged first gear, max throttle, and then timed how long it was from point to point.
Please tell me you went left, right, the best pull and said, all right, I'll go from this pull to this pull.
Yeah, exactly. I did the highway one because the highway one's flat. Because the other thing is, the whole goal of this was to get rid of weight as a factor. So it needed to be flat. Well, force equals mass times acceleration, right? And the problem is, mass is always in that equation. But acceleration, in this instance, is largely impacted by the mass of the car. In fact, it's 100% impacted by the mass of the car because the drag force on it is, like, pretty much constant. And I've tested that because I ran the Corvette at 3,200 pounds and 2,700 pounds, and it got the same exact force resisting it. Like, the drag calculated out.
Okay.
Because the acceleration changes, but that's because the inertia's bigger. Well, those two balance each other out in the equation then.
Yeah.
So both got 155 pounds of drag holding it back. But the real thing that you want to calculate out from all of this is in the drag equation, you have 1/2 times some coefficient of drag times the density of air times the cross-sectional area times velocity squared. Well, we know velocity and we know the density of air. I just, like, threw a number together for that. It doesn't really matter. It's just, you
it's a
can throw that in.
constant.
Yeah. 1/2 is 1/2. So for all of these cars, I've output a coefficient of drag times an area. We don't know what the area is. We don't know what the coefficient of drag is. But since they're both constant for a car, regardless of what you do to it for the most part, other than with aero, you just kind of, like, output those two together as one variable for the car. And with that, that's how you get it completely to negate the weight problem. And it's also how you get it to ignore speed. So I did the Corvette at 209 down to 167 and got a coefficient of drag times area of 0.259. And I did it from 100 to 82 and I got 0.239. So yes, it's different, but not by any, like, significant amount. As long as every car is running 100 to 82 or 100 down to 60 something, you're getting pretty much the same answer. And yeah, so with that, when I said, like, you get a 25% reduction in theoretical drag, it's you've change the cross-sectional area times the coefficient of drag by 25%. So that holds at any speed you're going to run.
Uh-huh.
Unlike the drag force, which is related to the speed at which you start and finished.
So I'm trying to build a Willy with the stock transmission. It will not let me go over 105 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds about right.
And the Willys, they really, I think, upped the drag on the Willy in this game. I don't remember it being that speed limited in
But
Horizon 3.
I'm
mean, it
gonna
was
find a
better
track that
than
only needs 105 miles an hour.
Amplified.
What's up, Cool Nation?
But yeah, so with that as well, Luke, the reason I'm yelling at you if you ask me, do I put rear arrow on, is because max to none versus none to none is just that big of a deal. Including the reason it's important that I ran the Shelby Daytona is the Shelby Daytona has a similar stock rear arrow to the rear arrow you'd put on it.
Yeah.
Which is normally the instance where before, like 6 months ago, we would have said that's the only time you put rear arrow on, because you can then drop it below what the car would have made before. Because it already had like a rear wing on
I
it.
don't know if I
So
Right.
that's why you told me to run rear wing on the
fuck
punk?
my ass.
Because even for the Daytona, you got a 25% reduction in its cross-sectional area times coefficient of drag. And that is the exact same car. One with the rear wing that looks identical to the rear wing you put on it from the Forza edition. And that's how big of a deal it is.
Sounds like what we're getting from this is that we already knew that Forza rear wing was unreal, and this just further proves that Forza
But
rear wing
it's
is
well, so
unreal.
one, it proves that it doesn't matter if it's on drag tires or not. Just put the fucking rear wing on.
Yeah, put the rear wing on, and it doesn't matter what tire pressure you're running it at. You get no increase in rolling resistance. So, tire pressure, tire compound, put the rear wing on. Doesn't matter.
So for tire pressure, we already knew to just do 0.15 because it's not
Yeah, but-
inherently rolling resistance or anything. It's the fact that it gives you more grip.
Yeah, but at the cost of nothing.
Yeah.
In reality, there would be a cost associated with that. And now, 100%, there is no cost associated with going to 15 PSI.
Spence, I see you like low-key running the Willy. It's winter, so
It sucks.
well, it's on winter. Every car sucks on winter.
I mean, it's still a blast and a half, but like,
Why don't you run the Scout on the Ambleside? Because it's good for handling tracks.
yeah, well, in B, I probably would. I don't know if I'd do it. Well, I could maybe do it in A. Wanna play Horizon 3? No. Any opinions on NAS or Nitrous for the next Forza game? Probably not, right?
I mean, if done correctly, it wouldn't be that big of a problem.
If done correctly, it'd be cool, but it doesn't really need it.
It fits very much in the arcadey aspect of
That's
like,
true.
what
That's true. If they
Forza
really
is.
wanted to separate it more from Forza or Forza Motorsport, I could see it. So I just realized that, like, yes, I can have a blast building a car. I can't do rivals.
Yep.
Go online.
Loot.
I'm aware that you can't go online. Make it work. Figure it out, bitch boy.
It's got you there.
He does got me there.
What did you think about that? Did you think about not being a bitch boy?
Just tell it to work, and
Or are
it
you
will.
just like dead set on that? Is this a negotiable part of your evening?
All right. So like, I got a pretty maybe good build here.
I think
Also,
I'm-
yeah, in terms of the wildest thing I discovered doing this drag is that using front arrow only is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
It's terrible for drag. It's the worst output, which is wild because running min rear arrow, max front arrow is almost no worse than just min rear arrow, no front arrow. And min rear arrow, no front arrow is like the best thing you can do.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's super weird that once you put front arrow on, as long as you have rear arrow and you max out front arrow, it doesn't matter at all. It like doesn't penalize you at all for that. but it has to have rear arrow. At which point, also, by the way, running max rear arrow is super punishing. If you run max rear arrow, max front arrow, super punishing results.
One of you guys wanna buy my Cyclone so I can buy it back from you when I get unbanned?
No, what? Go fuck yourself.
All right, well, I'm posting up a Cyclone for
Also,
20 mil.
Like a
Welcome back,
cyclone.
and T100, welcome back, and T100 are the exact same drag, Luke.
I appreciate that, Forza.
Yeah, at least it didn't screw it up. All it did is it gave it a suspension bump that you can't get out of the other one.
Okay, so it's
give me
held
100.
true.
Come on, big guy.
It
Come
is
on, big
held
guy.
true with the Scout and the Willy so far. Not that you guys care at all.
Yeah, this is a very you sentence coming up here.
Only you.
For weight reduction purposes and optimizing your car to that last pound, the aerodynamics of, or the, I guess like the aerodynamics, the body kit, aero and appearance of the car is, I don't want to say this because I guess it's not always. I don't know. But Cool Nation and Walmart Gucci, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the fam. Your car's better. Whoa.
This is where you just hit him with the fat.
Whoa.
Hey,
yeah,
yeah.
but I got a Jeep Willy, bro. At least you didn't say about the Scout. I'd murder you.
Yeah, that'd be a fight.
I have a better card than the Scout, Spence.
You got him.
That'd
You got him
fight.
McCloser.
Also, yeah, Spence, you
I got
need to
a
rebuild
closer.
it now using... I really want to see if you could do better with the top off
On the Scout.
on the Scout.
D10.
I'll fuck with it, but just because you know I will.
Because there's no incentive to me running it. I'm not good enough at that track to get anything out of running it.
Yeah, I'll fuck with it.
So the thing is, the roll bar doesn't hurt it on drag at all.
Yeah, but I don't like the roll bar.
Well, then you don't have to. So here's the other thing: you don't have to run it at all if you switch to the 6.2.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna reset this
And
build here.
if you use the 6.2 Spence,
Scout
all the
looks like a
reason you
brick.
needed-
Exactly.
if you switch to the 6.2 and the top removed, you don't need to worry about the transmission at all. You can just run like the sport transmission,
Yeah, here, I'm gonna.
Hey.
and then you don't need to worry about torque.
That brick has the second best time on Highland Farm, and that's
It does.
all that matters in this game.
That
and
is all that
everyone
matters
knows
on this game.
that.
Well, all
Dude.
that matters.
That's all that matters, Aaron.
All that
Literally
matters.
the only thing that matters.
It's the only thing that matters.
The only thing that matters is
Oh,
how
now
well
I want to
can
test.
car run
Okay,
Highland
there's one
Farm.
other thing because now I've tested everything from like top removed to lights on to, but I haven't tested wide body kits.
It's slower than my grandma's wheelchair. A-class Highland
But your
Farm.
grandma's got a super quick wheelchair.
Beat my
Yeah,
A-class
I-
Highland Farm scramble time.
Like your grandma can run a 49.7 around Highland Farm.
Beat the A-class Highland Farm scramble time.
And if you can't do that in the Scout, try and do it in the Punk.
Even if you do it in the pump, I appreciate you. But do it in the Scout also because she can. She's fast as hell. Oh fuck! What did I just get myself
There you go.
into?
Oh,
It
no.
wasn't rude to the Scout. It was complimentary to his grandma's wheelchair.
Oh wait, let me. Not what I wanted to do.
Oh, there's
Just imagine some grandmother wheelchair
Why do I have-
just kicking it around Highland.
Why do I have... I have 374 Civic hatches. Disgusting.
Okay, so I'm accidentally making a disgusting B-class car. So
Time to start getting rid of some of these
this has
Cars.
got to
area
be
transfer credits.
the build for. Oh my god! I get 16 points back by doing the transmission.
Oh,
Why?
Wow.
rebuilding the Willy?
No, I'm
I
back on the
just
Scout
want
again.
50.
I'm like accidentally
man.
doing B class because I didn't want to swap the engine yet because I wanted to see what the stock engine could do, and it caps
sure.
out pretty perfectly to B class and not A.
Spence, you
So
can't play Forza ever again, or at least level up, that is.
yeah, I know 420. 39.2, 39.4. So, huh. I mean, I guess I'll just put more horsepower in?
Never a bad idea.
I mean, I guess so.
Is it time? Do I go for the Pulsar
let me
record?
see
Even
what
though I
this
said I'll
does.
set on Thailand for a while.
Yeah, fuck. This is a solid fucking build. And I think... No.
So how do you build the Scout? It's V10.
So now, if you want to get wild with it, Luke,
Take the top off.
take the top off of it.
Okay, but have you tried the Racing V8?
But also V10, Aaron? Or what?
So that's the thing. Because you've reduced the drag, and you could put the sport transmission in if you go back down to the 6.2, you effectively removed any reason you would have had the V10 in the first place.
Yeah.
So is there, well, like, any
I still
reason
don't like
I-
how third gear sounds, so...
In sport?
No, in the stock, but I also don't like the sport transmission. And
Why?
because it actually doesn't even necessarily make it a 4-speed, it really makes it like a 3-speed.
No, it makes it a 5. The
I
sport
mean,
gives you
it makes it a
the
5-speed,
sport
but
gives you tunability.
oh no, that's what it is. So it makes
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Once you go back down
Yes,
to
no, it makes it a 5-speed, but
Yeah.
it doesn't use 5th gear at all.
So Spence, how does the
Actually, like, just don't switch into 5th gear. It's actually worse than 4th gear. But in that, at least for Highland, I guess I should have clarified. At least for Highland, because the top speed fucks up when you swap it over to the street.
Spence, is there a reason you haven't done the Racing V8 yet? And if you have, why
You
not?
like bricks, but you don't like a sport transmission, dude. Stock transmission. Also, what, Luke?
Racing V8 and A-Class?
I tried it. So after you set your 449, I was like, all right. I mean, legally this could do a 449. I'm not gonna do that in any amount of time that I'm willing to admit that I've spent. So what I'm gonna need to do is build a different car if that's something that's gonna be real. And so I tried building it up differently. I tried the Racing V8. I tried the V12, I think, for a second. I tried a couple different other builds here and there. I actually did find one that I improved the power to weight, the torque to weight, and lowered the weight. So hopefully that one's better than the one that I just ran. But I mean, even still, it's not gonna be easy. Just like how that car's real slow. Getting fucking flamed. All right, let me get dog tree here for wager. Percy. I hear you got some friends. I'm gonna make this change because my hair's all over the place today. I'm ratchet. Carol Baskin. Killed her husband. Whacked him. Oh, give me 1 second. Yeah, there's my little Christmas tree. There we go. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Why are all these in the download queue? Get updates. Something like that. Oh, Microsoft Store didn't download. Whatever, it'll figure itself out. Okay. You want a treat? Come on. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Percy Baskets. Percy, come here. I want to give you a treat. No, you don't want to leave, Mama? You cuddling? Come here. You gotta do it for the stream, Percy. Oh, with the tree in the background. You wanna sit? That's a good boy. Found it. Give me a kiss. Mwah. Stay. Okay. It's like, are you sure? That really wasn't that long. Ooh. Legs. Thanks, waiter. Alright, why is this all out of focus? We're just 68.6. No, it doesn't. It's up on the D-pad here. Oh, one more time. There we go. 6.4. Come on, give it the respect it deserves. Because it, I don't know, a couple different things, but it's fine. Can't convince me that it didn't happen. Carol Baskins. Hate that you have a small Christmas tree up, but at least you don't have that crooked ass lamp anymore. Yeah, it's actually just sitting on top of Percy's cage, so. Alright. This is how the Scout was meant to be driven. What is, actually, hold on, let me do a little comparison here. 640 over 2574. Oh. Oh, no. That's not very high. Okay, I mean, it is lower power to weight and torque to weight, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's light as dicks. Oh. Oh.
What's up?
Well, if I take the top off, then I don't need to do weight reduction.
That was what I made up for by just putting the roll bar in.
Huh. Huh, huh. And I mean, even still, I could put in 2 weight reductions. No way.
What's up?
I just got it. So I put the same engine and engine upgrades in. So it's the same horsepower, same torque. It is 5 pounds heavier right now, and only because I can't think of a way to take 5 pounds out. That's hilarious.
Okay, can't tell if I'm upset yet, but I think I am. Wait.
That's hilarious.
No, wait. I'm not. I'm
Okay.
not fully upset.
Aaron's not fully upset. That's good. That's good.
I was testing the impact of the wide body.
Ah.
What car did you choose to do it on?
The 74 Civic.
Ah,
So what I'm testing it against, because the wide body inherently puts front aero control on. So I'm deleting the wide body and putting back on front aero. So I ran the wide body up max and min front aero, and then I am running the standard car max and min front aero.
what's your standard Scout build that you had? The one you ran the 0.5 in?
So it's a V10. So, okay. So it's a V10.
Well, okay, let me rephrase. What's the best online version?
Best online version.
They're all good.
So
the
probably,
top-down
I mean,
one, though,
it
'cause
can't
it's
be it can't be a stock transmission because it would only go 166 miles an hour. Well, really 170 because it kind of lies. Which, I mean, honestly, you could probably get away with online in A class, with a one, because it's really like 170 and it gets 170. So you could do that one, which is the one that I've
If I
uploaded.
do one transmission, I get 177. So, okay.
Yeah, you could also do one transmission to get another like 5 to 10 miles an hour out of it. That would probably pretty much the build I've uploaded, which is like V10 with centrifugal.
How much weight reduction did you do? Did you do full?
I did full weight reduction. Yeah. With
get
top
stock
off, you
springs.
can get away with less, and so I'm kind of fucking around with that right now.
Stock springs.
Yep,
I'm
stock
assuming.
springs and brakes. Pretty traditional stuff. Oh, for the aero, do
You do the lights, the bar, and the
heaviest
rear.
heaviest on the front, lightest on the back. And I guess you could do rear aero, but
do you remove the tire?
yeah, remove the tire off the back. So you don't have to. None of that is necessary, but that is the best like weight to PI combination.
All right, I'm good. I have my online scout build.
I like that. What's top speed? It's one transmission upgrade.
Yeah, I haven't tuned it yet. We're sitting at 177.
Okay.
177.399.
Let me actually.
I can't tune any of the gears, even with one transmission. Just gives me a 5-speed.
Yes. Yeah. You'll only be able to tune the gears if you do sport transmission.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Well,
that's it, and it's basically still a 4-speed.
It's
Because it
that's what
doesn't
I'm telling
use
you
the
is that it's
fifth gear.
not.
It doesn't use. I mean, yes.
You could tune the final drive.
No, not on the street.
That's why I said you just said sport.
Sport, you can. Yes.
Yeah, you
was
said sport,
referring-
and then you said the sport is a 4-speed. So I was making that.
Oh.
Yeah,
He
that's
was
why I was confused and
referring
correcting
to-
you.
Okay.
All right, 179 is.
I was like, no, don't lead him astray on that. That is actually fine. You get a 5-speed.
I need some A road cars that aren't meta.
So I'm thinking.
Eclipse, Julia.
Oh, okay. I do have the Eclipse.
do
Where's my
The
Nice.
Google?
74 Civic front-wheel drive. I have a build up for it. It's really fun.
I
but
can't
you
get
can't
the
get that,
74
yeah.
Civic. Oh, never mind. I made a
trash.
few. This Nissan Skyline GTR from 1997, Mango has on his like suggested A-class road cars,
Interesting.
but he doesn't have a tune-up for it, so now I'm just confused.
I could try to build one here in a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I've got a new
It's
fun fucking scout build.
A road cars are the Bone Shaker, the
Is
Roadster,
it
the
top
Punk.
off?
My top off. So it's
Okay.
it ended
If
up
not, I wasn't interested.
it ends up basically being the same car.
Yeah,
The weight ticket. Well, actually, this has a lower top
But-
speed,
and lower
which I
drag.
kind of like better.
Does it have lower drag now that it doesn't have top on?
Yes, that was what I
Like
was
a
telling
lot?
him.
Mm-hmm.
Take the top off.
Mm-hmm.
The Ghost Man's not gonna like hearing that. It's actually better. Ghost Man hates having the top off.
I think it's so
Dude, it
funny.
looks like you put a roll bar in it. It looks sick.
I could fuck with the roll bar.
Sure,
Roll bar with the top off actually looks like
it does.
An
I
off-road
do. I
vehicle.
do grudgingly say it does look sick.
That was when I saw that I was like, oh, spent.
But it's just
It's
so
time.
not worth 160 pounds.
Dude, it so is because apparently it makes it more controllable.
Apparently. Which, if you're taking the top off.
That's why the real reason I put it back in is because I'm not sure how the game tracks it, but I'm sure it's taking some structure out when you take that top off.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm technically playing offline, so there's computers everywhere.
Civic.
Oh my god, they're everywhere!
Restart your game again or see if you could finally update it or something.
Last I checked, I wasn't able to. Dude, this car fucks so hard. So hard. Alright, let me.
All of these out of this.
Dude, fuck!
Doesn't tell me
I
anything.
hate you, Adrian. Why is nothing updating? Oh, I wonder. Here, let's do this. Let's go pull up the Xbox app.
I don't know, have you updated your store?
Give it my alt, get Robbie Anderson from Brent. That'd be sick. That'd be sick as fuck.
Which league you're talking about?
Oh, Xbox just isn't working on my PC right now.
Sounds like your PC just isn't working on your PC right
No,
now.
everything else is just Xbox. Oh shit, no, it is. All right.
Sounds like your PC just isn't working
Sounds
on your
like
PC.
it
Bye.
can't sign me in. Right? That what's going on.
Wow. Okay, so far the
Go to
lowest
page.
drag. in the
It's the Atomic
match.
Punk, best car NA, but only.
No,
when
okay,
I'm
so
driving
here's
it.
okay. Julia Daytona, 02 Corvette, 595 Aziz, 74 Civic, 85 Torino. What is the lowest drag?
Definitely the Julia.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
sick.
not even close.
Fuck yeah, me. High five.
There's like
I partially said Julia. because
four-way
you said it
tie.
first.
the Daytona. Okay, so there's really like a three-way tie. The O2 Corvette, the 595 Assis, and the 74 Civic all have basically the same drag. It's funny.
Look at the Monaco's drag. It probably just, has like none. It obviously has some, which is why, doesn't have an unlimited top speed, but I mean.
Well, actually.
Suspense, you gonna build your Gurkha for A-Class PI Flex with the V12 that can go 200 on the highway?
What?
A Ghostman special.
A Ghostman special.
And then you have to throw the Barbie decal on it, and then you have it.
And what player for Robbie Anderson? That'd be sick. That'd be solid. I'm Alexander Hamilton. Hamilton, just you wait. I am not.
Why is A-Class the most boring class for cars?
I mean, if you can get away with Rieger or Ruggs, that's what you should pick. I think he could see the upside in Rieger.
There's like no cool looking cars in A-Class.
And I don't think Rieger has much of an upside, frankly.
No cool cars in.
Aaron, I'm sorry, the Miata isn't cool to me.
Fun fact for those of you following along at home,
What?
I saw ESPN post something about how the Eagles have a higher chance of winning their division than the Steelers.
Yeah.
The Eagles are
it's like
3-4-1, and the Steelers are 8-0.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Pick a good division, man. That's all you need.
Any given Sunday. I want the Shelby Cobra, but I don't want to pay $2 million for it.
Bro.
I was looking Power Build Super my way to A-Class.
Almost ready. Thanks for letting me know that, Microsoft.
Shelby Cobra 427. Max buyout.
The Steelers are a good team, but they're not an 8-0 team. Yeah, that one's weighing on my mind. I don't know how the fuck they're 8-0. Oh, I closed out of Forza. Okay, good. It doesn't look like anything progress is being made on, video games right now. Man, I was actually kind of down to play online too.
Dude,
Don't lie to us like that.
Well, I kind of rivaled myself out earlier today.
Spence
Yeah,
finally knows that he has to run like a perfect lap to get the scout record. So he knows that he's just fine with second.
I did the
Tell
math
me
though, Aaron.
that.
It is in theory possible. I haven't even ran a rewind flagged within a tenth of it, but it is in theory possible.
Spence told
Because
Spence,
I know at full speed when we are crossing the finish line, the length of a car is like 0.08, so a little less than a tenth.
Yeah.
So when I'm able to get an entire car's length and then some, when I have the ghost off my screen at the start, when we're only going like 90 miles an hour, that means that I'm well over a tenth ahead of him. And I know I can also get more than a tenth on the two lefts.
did you actually go against my time?
No, not you. My ghost. Yeah.
You said him.
No,
and
yeah, no.
I assumed that you weren't referring to yourself.
No, because that wouldn't be a fair comparison, right? Because if saying that I got a tenth and a half on a corner on you doesn't mean shit, because you might be able to get a half a second on me on another one that I literally can't do better on. But anyway, so that's why I was comparing it to myself. My ghost, I know that I can get what's probably a tenth and a half on both the start and the two lefts each, and that's 3/10 right there, which brings me right up to Luke's time. Technically, actually, 2th out ahead of it, if that were the case, if I actually pulled that much out.
What time?
Yeah, your time. 3/10.
49.
Yeah. Because you're 3/10 ahead of me, almost. And so technically, if I just did that, I could even get it. And then in theory, so I know there's another 50 thou to be gained on the first tractor. and I can't imagine that the second tractor is perfect, but I fucking suck at it, so I haven't been able to actually like come out ahead on it. I don't really know how I did that second tractor as good as I did, but yeah, it's technically possible for the Scout to go under 0.4, I would say. If you ran like an actually perfect lap, I think you'd probably get like 0.399.
Y'all know what I told him, Aaron? I said,
but
when he told me in theory it's possible, I said, have you ran a rewind flag? And Chris goes, I haven't even ran close to it. And I said, well, sounds like you should stop trying.
Well, anyway, I mean, it would take a perfect time. Like I wouldn't be able to do it, just straight up. Like if I ever, like I know that I knew that I could do a 49.9 with that build, and I didn't think I could go faster, but that was because I didn't know that I could build the car better. I really don't think I could build this car much better.
Remember, I could always run that time a little bit better. I know where it's at. I think I could go 0.3 or 0.2. I think 0.3.
Didn't you just say earlier this stream that if I got it, I had it?
Yes, but I'm just saying, if I want to, you
just have to put in work.
Yeah,
I'd have to put in like.
He'd just have to try.
You just have to try.
I mean, when it comes to Highlands, I say I could run it. I mean,
all right, I'm doing it. Okay.
So you shit on me for taking Kyler, and now he's the second QB in fantasy. No, not in our league. I thought he was third or fourth. I mean, it's disgusting. Dude, shout out to Herbert. Herbert's the number 5 in terms of average points per week, just because he didn't play the first week, so already had his bye as well.
So you know what I said? I was comfortable with the average speed and force not being like squared.
Yeah.
That's a really like I was doing linear. Yeah, I'm not anymore. I'm not getting an answer that I like at the end.
So he's 4th on total stats.
Correct enough, but.
And on the average, he's also 4th, but behind Dak. So he's really 3rd on average stats. But on average stats, dude, Herbert's 5th. If you don't include Dak.
Poor fucking Dak.
Poor Dak.
Like, he was in the offseason, the results talk, is he worth this $40 million? So, like, no, he's not. I don't care. But he definitely proved that he's worth money.
It says on player rankings too. Yeah, in other leagues he's probably 2, but he doesn't get the bonuses as much because he doesn't run for 100 often and he doesn't throw for 300 often. But he does very close to that very often. I mean, he averages a rushing touchdown a week, and yet he averages 2 passing touchdowns a week as well. Now he also averages an No, he doesn't even average an interception a week either. It's close to it, but yeah, no, he's solid.
I'm looking at this Formula Drift Ford Mustang for S1 Road, and I mean,
shout out to when he played Dallas. He only completed 9 passes, but put up 32 fantasy points because he had 3 touchdowns and 74 rushing yards. And 188 passing yards.
This card statistic on paper sounds like it's fun.
Not as good as Justin Herbert, though. Justin Herbert's been disgusting this season. As a rookie, what a homie, dude. All right, I don't think any of this shit's ever going to update, so I guess I'm just going to try and open Forza for like 5 more seconds until I get pissed.
Kill myself.
His kicker missed last second field goal. That would have taken the game to OT. And then he'd have even more points. He would get the 100 rushing bonus and 300 passing bonus. Yeah, because he had 100 yards, didn't he? But he only got like 288 passing yards. Okay, assuming he would have gotten that. Like, he could have. He could have. It's like a baby running away from his parents, and I can't unsee it. I'm thinking of one of his rushing touchdowns right now. That's so true. Holy shit.
under no equals EU.
Give me a video.
Fourth. Four.
The gods showed us a vision.
I'm back.
Lean
Whether you
with
like it or not.
Nice for catch. Next goes is Miles Sanders. Oh, yards per carry.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
6.1. That's sick.
Now.
I don't know how Assassin's Creed's still gotten away with releasing annually. All right.
Yeah, it's
Look
wild.
at Kyler Murray running away. Look at baby running away from his mother.
Oh,
No pressure from Miami.
It's because he moves his arms so quick. He's like,
To the 35, yards shy of a first down, so it's second down. He keeps it himself. He picks up the first, and Murray.
I'm kind of pissed at how they did the Formula Drift cars in this game. This Formula Drift Mustang on paper is disgusting in S1, like pretty good. But it just drifts out every corner because the game says Formula Drift, so it ignores the lateral G's and says sideways.
Escapes on the run. He's going to keep it himself at the 10, and Murray out of bounds with a first down.
he's so agile.
33 yards rushing, first and goal.
I mean, he's a midget. I mean, like not actually, but like
Max Williams will walk it in.
Max, what is that like? He looks like an O lineman.
he is.
Oh, is
Well,
he?
he's a actually. I think he's a like tight end. I think he may be their long snapper. He's like a tight end long snapper type deal. I
Long
think.
sniper.
Dude, but can you long snap?
I don't like his throwing motion. It's much like his running motion where he's just like he keeps his arms like he doesn't actually keep his arms too close to his body, but he like moves them so quick, and it looks like he does that with his throw too. He just like tries to like move his arms so quick.
But as I was saying, can you long snap? I don't
This
think
tight end
so.
that used to play for the Ravens. Oh, okay, yeah. I remember that.
I could long snap. Pretty sick.
Can you short snap?
Yeah.
Down along the line of scrimmage.
Murray over the middle, and it's caught by Dan Arnold. The third-year tight
Where's
end.
the-
How long is this? I just want to see him run. Why is this 4 minutes?
Really just about wins.
Just search up Kyler Murray rushing highlights.
Murray tackled at the 20. Michael, it was only the second time in
He's
Hopkins'
electric,
career
honestly. He's good.
wasn't even targeted in the first half.
I didn't realize how much I like him.
Right on cue. It's Hopkins. His first target, his first catch.
For Cardinals cornerback Kevin Peterson, a concussion.
Highlights with music.
Live TV from 85 plus channels with local sports and news. YouTube TV.
Can't
Try
play
it
that
free.
one or else Twitch is gonna ban
Powerful
you.
or easy? How about both? How
Long
about
snap is a lot
Sierra
harder than it
himself?
seems. Yeah, me and Aaron were talking about that.
And has all the tools
It is a lot harder than
all
it
in one
seems.
place.
Well, I'm kind of happy I can do it.
He is an advanced
And like well.
at this
We were talking about how it's harder than both punting and kicking.
Keeps it over the left side.
Yeah.
Part of the game
Long
that he
snapper for
brings.
field goals, by the way, is
Barrage motions
probably the
on
hardest
third
thing
and
to
three.
do. But
Herbert
that's
stands
just
in, and he
painful.
finds Allen. First catch
For
of the
punting,
day
it's a lot
moves the
easier
chain.
because you have a lot more margin of error. For kicking, no sir.
Against a four-man rush, delivers to the outside, a perfect strike for his
Dude.
tight end, Hunter Henry.
Something that the Raiders talk
Herbert's
about. We have to do
so
a better job
good.
of pressuring
I just
the
love
opponent's
watching
quarterback.
Justin Herbert.
Take advantage of Brian Balaga leaving the game early. They get it outside into the hands of Allen, who comes downhill and crosses midfield.
And I love Keenan Allen too, and Hunter Henry. Honestly, Chargers my second favorite team.
Really
I'll say
good
it.
on third down, really good against the blitz. Sees
Just love the whole offense.
Imagine having a second favorite team.
And Joey Bosa. I forgot that Joey Bosa.
Showing some pressure. They're only going to rush four. Herbert steps into
Eckler's
one,
cool
has a
too.
first down with a confident strike to Hunter Henry. A little bit too when you're dealing with a pass rush. Not having a great job slowing that down with straight drop. Here's a little play action.
Sounds like you're just a
Herbert
Chargers
opening for
fan.
Mike Williams. First catch of the day across the 40, and as it off.
No, I just like all the players that they have.
A big play of 21.
Sounds like you're a Chargers fan.
Using a lot of time
I like
here.
them more than I
Still
had
just
the
at
players on the
27.
Niners.
Herbert steps up.
That's because you don't know any of them because we're all on our fifth stringers.
Yeah, I mean, like, I couldn't tell you who my favorite 49er is.
I could.
Wait, how's your update?
Because didn't that one receiver who got fuck. He had like 80-yard touchdown last year.
It is
Like right after his kid died or something. Or the miscarriage.
Marquise Goodwin.
Goodwin, yeah, he's pretty cool. I fuck with him.
He's on the Eagles now. I don't think he's
Yeah, I was
playing.
about to say.
Just his second reception of the season. And it's all the
This
way
is about
down
where I started
inside
watching the game.
Second down and 5. Justin Herbert and
On
the
Sunday.
Chargers underneath Henry settles
didn't
in
watch
for a
Niners
first
game.
down. A gain of 6.
I can't, like, ever.
225 yards.
Dude,
for
I
Herbert.
just gotta give you the.
I did actually watch it on Thursday. I mean, they threw him on a shit ton of primetime games this year because it's,
They were gonna be good.
yeah, because they're supposed to be good. So I'm with it.
It's 2nd and 10. Off play action. Herbert.
I mean, it's been like, how many has it been? I've watched like 5 games.
Tries to go over the top, but ultimately does get a first down.
Yeah, I could literally just give you the hookup, by the way. Like,
Yeah, and just let me use your Xfinity.
Here you go.
yeah.
It is play action, looking to
Oh.
throw it back. It's the fullback Neighbors
I
in
don't
for
care.
the
What are
touchdown.
you gonna do with my Xfinity?
And then
account?
Herbert got hurt on the play, so didn't come back for the 2-point conversion, and I almost lost fantasy because of it.
Really?
I mean, I've won fantasy by 2.5 points this week.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Fake to Balazs, throwing the slant. Keenan Allen, first down. Oh, and you've got that guy here.
Same wager.
Yeah, and then he marches all the way back down the field and gets the touchdown, but fuck the Dez Bryant rule.
Herbert steps out of trouble.
What is that?
So in, what was it, like 2010? I wonder if they'll show it in this video. It was like in 2010 or something like that. There was in the playoffs, Dez Bryant caught a ball, and it was like at like the 4-yard line. And so as he turned and lunged towards the end zone, it was all in like one motion. So he like caught it and immediately turns towards the end zone and lunges, and the ball like breaks the plane, but as his hands like hit the ground, it pops out. And so they ended up making it a rule that when you catch the ball, you have to like carry it to the ground for it to count. But that doesn't make sense, because it's like not that way at any other part of the field. It's only that way in the end zone, which is the least logical place to put that rule. And so here again, let me see if it's actually in this video, because the dude caught the ball, had possession 2 feet in, but as he landed, the force of the defender in the ground shook his body, and he ended up fumbling it. Yeah, it's not gonna show it because it wasn't a highlight apparently. But if you catch a ball and bobble it going to the ground, it's incomplete. It's just simple. Yeah, but so then I need to hold on. Okay, now I gotta pull up Twitter to make the proper argument.
There was an instant like that in the Niners game where the guy caught it corner of the end zone and went out of bounds, so it would have been a touchdown. But after he was already declared out of bounds and hit the ground,
yeah.
the
Okay,
ball
so
then
here's
came out.
the ball.
Well, he's got the ball there. The
So,
knee is down. That
look.
equals 2 feet. But is that ball moving around? Nothing definitive.
He catches
right
the
there.
ball
Let's
2
check it
feet
out
in.
here.
That's play over. We don't need to watch the rest of this. He caught the
Same
ball
thing
2
happened
feet
to
in.
a
We
time
saw
Niners.
it in his hands, 2 feet in bounds. That's play over. That's the same reason why when you're extending the football towards the end zone, if you hit the post, it's play over. That's a touchdown. And at any other point in time, when you catch the ball 2 feet in bounds, that's a touchdown. And at any other part of the field, if you catch the ball 2 feet down and then like go out of bounds or whatever, that's just like, it doesn't logically make sense. If you catch it 2 feet inbounds and then take 1 step out of bounds, the play is over. I don't care if you then fell to the ground and dropped it. And same with the end zone. If you caught the ball 2 feet in, that's a catch in the end zone. That's play over. There is nothing after that to consider. Now, what they're talking about is how it then fumbles onto the ground after, because the defender
That is an incomplete pass.
had his hand not on the ball, but in between him and the ball. And then when he pulled his hand
Johnson
back,
getting his hand in there late.
he pulled it out after. But that's after the play. He caught
Yeah, but
the
you can
ball
consider
in
it
the end
contested
zone.
possession the whole way to the ground.
Well, but no. So in this
And then
particular,
if you were considering it contested, then he never had possession going out of bounds.
what I'm saying is he didn't need to have possession out of bounds because he caught the ball. The defender's
Yeah, but if
arm.
the defender's hand is in there, wouldn't they consider that like contested possession? And if it's contested possession, then he stepped out of bounds without ever having completed the pass. Would I think be their argument? I'm kind of with you. But...
Well, so here's what I'm showing here, where the defender, like, yes, I do see what you're trying to say, but in this particular case, the defender wasn't actually touching the ball yet. So the player actually has the ball, and then the defender gets his arm, like, onto the receiver's arm, but then he gets 2 feet down. So I would consider this a touchdown, and if I don't, I would consider that a touchdown, because now he's all pulled the arm out and put another arm in there to then attack it differently. And he's still in his, he then re-secured it with his right arm, still in bounds. It wasn't until, it's still secured by the one arm, and it's not, you can't even tell from that perspective that he drops it. It's just this other perspective where you could see that he fumbles it. But it's after everything that we just saw, because in the other clip, you can't see that he fumbled it. So it's then when he hits the ground that it fumbles it. But it shouldn't matter. And then someone showed me a better clip. So this one was considered an interception and then a fumble. So then let's watch this. And apparently clear and obvious that this was intercepted and then fumbled. He catches it and apparently takes 3 steps, but that's then a fumble. Like, I don't know. It's just like that. I'm kind of okay with that, but I frankly would have just called it incomplete. Like, if you're gonna call the one in the end zone incomplete, that one's also just incomplete. He didn't make it to the ground. He didn't secure it to the ground. So that's an incomplete pass, right? But then when you throw the end zone into it, which should, I don't know, end the play, it also then doesn't, but you also need to secure it to the ground. It's just, the two of them are too contradictory, and...
I like what you did there.
Thanks.
The end. That should end.
Yeah.
You could run for office, that kind of rhetoric.
No matter who. Actually, I just watched the AOC documentary, and I'm thinking I'm going to.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
Eventually you move on from the idea.
No matter where it was on the field, that's being called incomplete. But it just wasn't on the other interception. The other one was called a completed interception and then a fumble. So why is that not the case with this one? It just doesn't make sense, particularly in the end zone. I think the rules should completely flip. I think the one that was counted interception and fumble should have been incomplete because he didn't hold it to the ground, because the play is still going, right? Like, you, I guess, yes, caught the ball, whatever you want to call it, whether you caught it or not, whether you fumbled it or not, like whatever, but the play is still going. So there is potential for whatever to happen, a fumble to happen, an incompletion to happen, right? Like, you lose control of it. Anything can still happen. But when it comes to the end zone, you catch it 2 feet down, the play ends. It's over. It doesn't matter what happens after that, because that was all we were looking for, is someone to secure the ball in the end zone.
Spence, I have a question.
And so, if anything, that should have been called.
I see your confusion, because in reality, the guy could fall to the ground, fumble it. If it rolls out of bounds, that's then a turnover out at the 20.
Exactly.
So no.
Right.
Exactly.
Or what happens? Fumble in the end zone, then it rolls out of. I know that's something.
Yeah. I think it's actually a.
It's a touchback.
Is it a touchback? Yeah. Because the safety would be the other end zone.
Outside of the back.
Okay. Yeah.
But it would be a touchback for the other team.
For the other team, that's what's
so
special, because if you
did
it in the midfield, you roll it just out of bounds. It's just out of bounds.
Yeah. But my problem, I just don't like, because the play was over.
That's another one. I've always not liked that.
Yeah.
Because as you're saying, like, what's special about the end zone that all of a sudden a fumble that rolls out of bounds is a turnover?
Well, so now, but here's the catch though, Aaron. So like we saw the interception, it was ruled interception and then fumble. It looked very similar to the one that was in the end zone. So why couldn't it be a completion and then a fumble? Well, yeah, because a completion just would have been a touchdown in the first place, and the play would have been over, and you couldn't have fumbled it.
In essence, couldn't have been a completion
and a fumble. It could not have been a completion and a fumble. So
it would have been a touchdown, then a fumble.
It had to. The only way the play could have failed is if it was an incomplete pass. Yeah. And apparently that's what it was. I just don't like. I get no. Now, I feel like this is what Wager's trying to say here. That was the correct call. Let me say that he did not control it to the ground. That is a rule in the NFL rule book, and thus that was an incomplete pass according to the rules of football. I'm saying it just shouldn't be. It doesn't logically make any fucking sense.
Sure.
Because cornerback was running backwards, so hence they called it a pick and fumble. He had control and the ball on the ball, and the wide receiver knocked it out. Is the ref's vision of it. In my opinion, I would have called it incomplete, but I could understand both views of it. Yeah, but if
because it doesn't also require,
so did what was it, Keenan Allen? No, whoever the fuck, we'll say it was Keenan Allen. So did Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen had control of it, and then the defender knocked it out. But that shouldn't have been possible. Actually, the defender didn't knock it out. The defender bobbled it within his own hands, and he then re-secured it again in his right hand, and it was the ground that bounced it out. And somehow that is more of an incomplete pass than the wide receiver knocking it out while he's still upwards. Like if that interception, if the ground was what made it bounce out, would that have been an incomplete pass and not a fumble? Like it doesn't add up. The two of them together don't add up. I get that that's what the rule book says, and both of them are technically correct according to the rule book, but they just shouldn't both be able to happen in a game of football.
Welcome back, Spencer.
My biggest thing is the end zone one. I don't really care what happens with the interception and the fumble, but the tight end caught it. The safety got an arm in there, going to the ground. Ball was moving in his arms, then he hit the ground and the ball was completely loose. Yep, he secured it twice. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Wager doesn't seem like he's even Wager seems like he's arguing that point on its core.
Yeah, Wager, if you're agreeing that it was the correct call, I'm not disagreeing. That was the correct call. I'm just saying it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that should be a rule. But yes, he did not control it to the ground. And the ball was completely loose once he hit the ground. But he controlled it before that. Twice. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we're both on the same page here. It was the right call. But it just shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's fix that.
Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah. I still can't play online. Might play Borderlands or just anything else. Want to play Deep Rock Galactic?
Sure, you trying to play AoE 3 instead?
I'll play AoE 3, I guess.
Okay. I am interested to hop back to AoE 3 now that I've been playing.
Compare
like,
it, just hard. Fucking shit on it.
Because right now all I'm doing on 4 is, do you want to try restarting your computer? I mean, luckily your computer restarts immediately. Oh
yeah, because if it's Xbox that's having problems, I'm probably not gonna be able to play AoE 3 online.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be quick, and it's been an hour and 15. Well, but honestly, if that works, then I could just hop back on Forza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just do that before we try all these other things, and then.
Yeah. Because honestly, let me just shorten the answer here. I don't think I'm gonna be playing AoE 3. Because
okay.
if it works, I would just play Forza. If it doesn't, then I'm not gonna be able to play AoE 3 either.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and restart it.
Is there any word on like the store having updated?
Nah, not that I saw. Let me double check it.
What did I miss while grabbing ice cream?
I'm gonna restart my computer, which is gonna set stream down. I'm gonna pull it back up. I'm gonna try Forza. If Forza doesn't work, then I'm gonna play like just Borderlands or something.
PUBG 3-man squads on the new map?
No, because he. Oh, that's the Steam one.
Yeah, that would be Steam. Yeah, because Steam actually was updating a game earlier.
There's a 3-man map now?
Well, no. We run 3-man squads anyways. It'll just be on the new map.
There's a new map. There's a volcano map or some shit. All right, I'm restarting. Bye. Be back.